Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I had kind of a lazy day this morning. Started off real lazy. Okay. But I'm
the player controlling it.
okay. Let me tell people I'm streaming too.
There's also an area 3D that detects mouse clicks. Back in the
I'm going to restart this.
in the server. In the join pressed event handler, the code will be mostly the same except we'll create a client on the multiplayer peer. It takes the IP address of the host to connect to, as well as the port that host server is listening to. I think it's important to point out here that you won't be able to connect to machines over the internet, only those on your local network. There is a pretty easy way to get around this, but that's a topic for another video. Now let's add some player characters. I have a player character scene set up already. Its script has a little bit of code in the physics process function that checks for WASD key presses that move it in 4 horizontal directions, as well as an event handler that runs when the character is clicked. The scene has 2 child label 3Ds flagged as billboards. One displays the name of the scene, and the other will display a message sent from the player controlling it. There's also an area 3D that detects mouse clicks.
This is like similar to what I want to do, but it's different. I'm going to try to see how far I can get without using a tutorial to test myself. But basically what I want is I want to display their ID and then their name. So it's like something .text. Let me look at my previous code to see if I can remember how to do it. So there's nothing in here I can use. Oh, I can use this one. This one has a lot of stuff I can use. Okay, so the error message, I can kind of make something similar to that. So if response code, okay, so node 2D print, this is the one right here. Let me copy that. What we're gonna do, we grab this button, and we're in the chat, right? So we're gonna do a thingy here, create, and I'm gonna do on button press down here. Wait, that's not right. So we go button, node, pressed, create that, connect. So on button press, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the text from line edit equal the text. So it'll be search text label here. Dot text equals line edit dot press. That's actually pretty simple, right? And this is it in the most simple form. So if we open this particular scene, just to test it really fast, and we write something and we push send, index base reach label text with value type null instance. Oh, I didn't put txt. Okay, so in the most basic form of this, let's restart it. So here's my chat. .txt is not working. Okay, Z index, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. This should be, let's look at my control again. I might have to pack it into a variable. I don't know if I can do it this directly. Which is fine, because I'm going to have to do that eventually anyway. Let's try put it in a, let's try pack it up. So we'll say rich variable equals message. We'll do var chat message equals rich label.txt. And then we're gonna do, oh, I just realized my code was like really bad. Why do I have all this in here? It's just this. This is all I need. Let's try that. What is it saying is wrong with it? On button press. Rich label text equal. Oh, it's backwards. This should equal that. The line edit is gonna. Okay, let's try it. Breakpoint on scene 17 on button press. Line edit txt. Oh, this one just says line edit, not line edit packs. Let's try that. Breakpoint. Huh. What is wrong here? Then use the parameter delta. Okay, that doesn't matter. Here, just get rid of this crap. I don't care about that. Breakpoint. At function on button pressed. Remember self login. Why is this showing? Let's try just start it and use it as a host. Breakpoint. At function machine chat G8. It doesn't like this code. Line edit. Text equals rich label text. Let's try to convert it to a var chat message equals. Then we can do click the yellow arrow to remove the breakpoint. Is that what is the issue? Is the breakpoint? Wait, hold on. Can I just make it like that? Line edit. I want it. Yellow arrow to remove the breakpoint. I don't understand what you mean. retrying what I was doing. Chat message. Text is not. Oh, is that what it is? Text is not an attribute of rich text. Okay, that makes sense. So I gotta figure that out. Rich text label. Thank you. Let me go look it up. Godot. Rich text label. Attributes. Actually, I guess I can just look at it, right? Inspector. Are you sure? Append text? See, it's not an attribute of rich text, it's not txt. So I can do the labels text BBC code format is not representative of the manual modifications to the internal tag stack. Erases change made by other methods when edited. BB code enabled is true. It is unadvised to use the plus operator with text. Some strings as it replaces the whole text and can cause slowdowns. It'll also use BB code. I gotta check my phone. Code formatting. I don't even know if BB. Hey, Bizmaster, what's up, dude? I missed your stream last night because it was way at the frickin' late night for me. Get him next time. Invalid, get index T on base, line edit. Oh. It's invalid. What's invalid about it? I think that's right. STR. like that. Stringify. STR. I think STR is a thing. Let's try it. I don't think it's gonna work. Let's try it. Just see what happens. TXT is not a property. It is for line edit. I use it in other parts. Like I use it here. TXT. Yeah, this email right here, I use it, see? And it works. Am I not spelling it correctly? Oh. Oh my gosh. There's my chat window, baby. Now I just have to do the formatting. How do you do a return? And it also scrolls, by the way. I'm gonna have to fill it up so freaking much, though. See, it scrolls down as you go. Pretty cool. So that works. Now I just have to do the formatting. So it'll be like ID plus str. Is there a way to check if ID is null? It's like if ID equals null, something like that. If ID equals undefined. Or if ID... How do you check if something is undefined in GDScript? Tell you already that text streams don't work that way before you start. Yeah, no, I saw it when I woke up. I don't watch any of your streams. It's mostly because of dislike, and then secondly because I'm usually sleeping. But mostly repulsion, something like that, you know? Yeah, just that accent. Goodness gracious. I don't know how you have so many viewers. I'm just joking. Obviously. I adore Bizmaster Studios. Now understanding what he's saying, that's a whole nother thing altogether. You want to see what I did so far, Biz? So I'm putting together this like online playable. Eventually, there's a join host button here. Bogan Australians. I have a join and host button, but eventually it'll just go straight to joining. But just for prototyping, I have it set up. And so I join with this one. Oh, you can see it's kind of messed up. So there is a bug if you... Oh, look at that. The chat is on attached to the character. I didn't even realize that. That's funny. Doesn't work in this context, I don't think. Maybe it's too high or something. I don't know. I didn't mean for their chat to follow them around like this. But you can see, you can control both of them separately. And this is this is local network, but this is how it would work over the interwebs. I'm implementing a chat functionality. I also have a login screen that works. It looks like this. It's not set as a default, but it does work, and you can create an account, and you can also log into an existing account. So I already have like account creation and authentication. It's super basic, but it works. I'm not using that in like what I'm doing right now, because basically the way it'll work later is when you chat, it'll have your username be, you know, your name in the chat. But I'm just kind of getting familiar with Godot's text and the way it works. I'll tell you already that text strings don't work the way before you start. Look up text formatting. Okay. I mean, if it worked on the first time I tried it, that would be an anomaly, wouldn't it? I'm just amazed I got it to like write something. Well, it's not working now. I don't know why. Maybe because I have too many windows open. Oh, accidentally closed Godot. Hope I didn't erase anything. I think I probably did. It's okay, I wasn't too far in. It's weird because it worked for a second. Oh, I started coding halfway and I got interrupted by the Australian. Okay, so if ID, how do you gonna lurk and draw this leprechaun monster? Okay. Sure. Draw the monster. Draw the lep. I got another follow when I was offline last night. I get a lot of those. It's kind of cool. Almost up to 800 followers. Biz, how much do you have? My rival. Do you have more than me yet? You've been streaming regularly. I haven't been. I just been letting my videos accrue passive followage, which has been really great. Those YouTube videos paying dividends, man. I'm gonna make some more tomorrow. I'm trying to make it so I do my tutorial videos on stream, you know, so I can double up, and then I'll just edit them down and narrate over them if I miss something, right? That's the way to do it. And just keep doing that, because if the more I do it, the better I'll get at just like recording my video and my stream at the same time. And also too, I find if you have like a stream VOD, the quality, like people are more forgiving of like lower quality audio and stuff. You know, where if it's supposed to be like a produced video and it's in that style, it's like, I feel like people are a little bit more critical of it. That's just kind of been my experience, I think. Because I was playing World of Warcraft for a while, and I made some WoW videos. And while that channel didn't really grow, I made videos just based off of like VODs that I just like pulled out. And it's so easy to do it that way, you know? So I'm trying to get another webcam. I want to get the Elgato one. I've heard really good things about it. And with that one, I'm just going to do video straight from my computer. I don't really want to do my wireless. I hate using the wireless because you have to resync the audio, and it's just like takes all the fun out of doing it. Like, I don't want to do dumb stuff like that. Like, I don't want to resync audio in post-production. It's just like too much hassle. And I'm pretty at ease with just making 720p videos, because it's like, if you can edit it way faster, upload it faster, like my computer runs way faster in a 720 video when I'm editing it than it does with a 1080, so it's like, screw 1080. I tried to do my trailer in like high resolution, and I don't think it was worth it. I think that's the last time, unless I get like a new rig that's like super powerful, that's the last time I do anything over 1080p, if not 720. So I have to check for undefined in GD script. So I can do if, so you just say null? Code, do you know if that, oh, you left. Do you know if that's right? You just say null? If null? That's just too straightforward. It's like, seems suspicious. Well, I want to check if it equals null. So can I do if ID equals null? And then var ID equals unknown or something. Is there like a process you have to do to... Broke it. Oh yeah. Syntax. Line 7, if ID equals null. I'm trying to check if it exists. I can just do this, right? If ID right? So that's because that's basically saying if ID is a thing, and I can do an else here, right? If ID actually just put this here. Let's just try that. It's kind of frumpy, but let's get back to where it just makes something, because it's not doing anything now. Control K. Oh. I think I have to stringify it. Turn it into a string. Just double check that this works. Okay, so the string this mean like if ID doesn't equal null? Not declared. I don't know how to do this. I want to check if the ID exists. TD script. I almost had it, then I wrecked it. Let's see if this breaks. It's weird because you can redeclare it, right? If it's already declared elsewhere, it's not a big deal. Okay, so nothing's crashing here. So I can say ID. Later on, this ID will be pulled from their email address. Can't sit down for 5 minutes without interruption. Should have used the rubber. No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding, man. Except for... Sounds about right, except you got a whole 5 minutes. Well, a little bit less, because you can't make it for 5 minutes, but yes. What is wrong with this code? Am I thinking too much like a JavaScript man? I could probably do this. Maybe. Gotta read my error. Oh, are you supposed to say and? This funky ass GD script. Is that what it is? Valid operatings nil string. What? Nil? And string. I don't see string. Invalid type in function rich text label cannot convert argument. No as stated, strings don't work that way and you need to look up string formatting. Okay, fine, Mr. Codemora. Okay, fine. GD script. String formatting. I'm just trying to do it like a JavaScript. Whoa, this looks wild. You said it before I started. Mr. Codemore, I gotta learn my own way. I'm not the type of person who learns from being told. I'm the type of person who learns. I'm the type of person who learns from failing. I'm not that smart. I'd even tell you knowing that. Yes, you know that. You've been hanging in my stream. You've been talking to me. I'm the best type of failure. I'm pro at failing. I've never been a get it on my first time type of guy. I blunt force it through life. Dude, this is wacky. You know what bothers me about the Godot doc site? For some reason, the scroll is always like super choppy. It's like you guys write a freaking engine, but you can't even make a browser that doesn't like break every time you try to read something. Super frustrating. I think what they did, probably, if I had to guess, in this website, is they made it so the text resizes based on... Oh, well, whoever made it, the way it works, the text resizes based on how big your display is, right? Like if I put it in my bigger display, the text gets bigger, and if you shrink it, right, it gets, like if you shrink it, it gets smaller, which is fine, but it's like, the way they did it, it's like badly done. String format method, it replaces all occurrences. Format string, I don't want to do that. Conversion to string by the same method. So it's just an S method? You know what I think it is, actually? I think it's lazy loading, because now it works fine. So what happens, I guess, with this page is I have to scroll down to the bottom and to the top real quick every time I look at something, and then it'll like work. Because it like doesn't want to scroll. It loads what's in front of your... Which I guess is fine. It's mobile friendly. Oh wow, is that how you get it to show strings? Dang, this seems more complicated than JavaScript to me. Which hasn't been my experience. My brain's gonna blow up. I've been learning so much stuff the last week. My brain go boom. interesting with this code because it's like I'm checking to see if it's null, right? And they're saying you have to declare it first. And it's like, but I'm checking to see if it's null, so why do I have to declare it, ding dong? But I do. Like, why do I have to declare it? Why can't I just check to see if it's null? And if it's null, then move on with my life. Because now I have like this messy declaring thing. I know it works, and I know it's not the issue, but it doesn't feel clean to me that I have to declare the variable, because I'm going to declare the variable elsewhere later, and I just would rather it just check if it's null and then declare it if it is null. Actually, this is bad code too. Should do like this. Maybe I could watch a video, because this is not really sticking in my brain. It seems actually pretty complicated. GD script strings. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm reading through this and I don't get it. It seems more complicated than JavaScript, which is very funny. Yeah, I think the way they kind of come about it is that you start with a string and then you insert variables, right? The way it's set up now, like you could probably type in like a 1,000, like a 10, you could like copy and paste a book and paste it into my server and crash it. Variable.format. So the %s variable seems like that's the more approachable one. So this is the variable here.
String formatting in about 2 minutes or so. So we got some variables here, and let's get into it. String, you write the regular string start, then you include the % sign or modulo plus the s to denote that you're printing a string. It's in the modulo again, and then the name of the variable, and that should print string. There you go. Print integers, pass in the %n again with the D denoter to denote a digit, and same thing here, pass in modulo
Some integer
and
here.
the integer. For a float, pass in F and then float here, and look at that. To round the float, you pass in that, then 0.03. That means you're rounding it down to 3 decimal places. There you go. And remember, it's rounding, so this now becomes 3.46. If you want to add zeros before your value, you add the modulo 0 and then the amount of spaces that the value would hold up, for example. So let's run that. And you can see we got 106 with 3 zeros on the end. If you want to put white space before the number, you could just put 6 and then D.
So I think I kind of get it. You just convert the value to a string. I'm not sure if that'll work with what I'm doing though. So what I want it to be is ID. I don't know how to make, like, this tutorial doesn't show the string first.
Gonna take up this value specifically is gonna add only 3 spaces out of those white spaces. So let's run that. As you can see, it's up the last 3 spaces.
Video broke it.
And if you want the spaces to be
This guy sounds
after
like a Rasta
the
man.
digits, you do this. If you want to write a percentage and include the percent sign, you first need to declare the float denoter, then 2% signs afterwards.
2% signs.
And then
afterwards.
you add the percentage here. And that prints out
The percentager.
2.50.
You can pass an array of values. Don't skip that if he explains.
Percent sign. If you want to combine multiple in the same string,
This is what I want.
you can first declare them. So my name is string denoter and I am digit denoter, years old. And I pass.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is what I need. This is what I need. Try to talk like my Rasta friend over here. So I do string denoter ID ID string I might not be able to put this in here like this, but I probably will. And then I come here and I put in the brackets. Something's wrong with my keyboard. Oh, frick. What is going on here? Can't push my bracket key. Maybe I can pull it off. Doesn't come off easily. Okay, now it works for some reason. I don't know what happened there. Done nothing since your surgery? Well, you had a surgery. Nobody... It's not supposed to be a super productive time for game dev after a surgery. You've helped me a few times. That's something. Then we do percent sign bracket. So, and then we say ID, something like this. Let's try it. What the hell went wrong? Man, I was out patient. You don't. It was out. Yeah, it was out patient. He was. I'm assuming you're saying done in like an hour. And it was outpatient. I'm assuming that means something to the extent of like it wasn't that big of a deal. Okay, so the syntax is wrong. It's %s. Try it again. Yeah, baby. Okay, now I have to do an indent. A hard return. Is that possible?
And an array with each of the variables.
When you learn about it, use hbox and add label object instead of text with breaks. It will look really nice. Label object. So what can I do now just to get it working though? I'll do the label boxes later.
Name and some int, and that should print. My name is Fire, and I'm 30.
How do you do a break? How do you do a break? Let me look it up. Oh, it's \n. That sounds right. Yeah, baby. I have to clear the text in the bar too, so then after this we do line edit text equals nothing. I beat Google to it. You did. You've been very helpful today. I really appreciate it. See, now it erases it when you type it. And what'll happen later is that I'll create a scroll bar, see? Dude, this is sick. Yes, thank you. And basically this will, eventually I'll make it so after a while it starts erasing stuff, but not too worried about it now. But this is freaking slick, dude. Look how slick this mother trucker is. Now I just have to work it with the camera view. I don't want to make it so it only shows on one player, not all of them. Put a canvas layer in. I'm not opposed to doing that, but could you talk about what are the advantages of putting it in a canvas layer? Is it just so that you can like make it show and not show on certain scenes? Like, I probably will do it, but I don't totally understand the value of it yet. I know I did it in other parts. It's not showing on this layer. Canvas and later viewport. So what I'm actually going to do is make this part of the player, not the level. So I want the chat to be in the bottom left of the viewport at all times, and I don't totally get how that works in Godot yet. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I think from paddling and doing a lot of exercise, it's been like messing up my bowels. Having the runs. It's like I think maybe because I got my heart rate up so high and like worked my muscles, my body's like, get rid of everything. I don't know. But I feel like really good and healthy, but it's like my body's like doing a cleanse or something. I have to use the bathroom like every half hour. Fitness. Well, this actually, even if this is all I did, I'm pretty stoked on it. Like, I think this is really cool. It's just a matter of plugging in the network settings now. And getting the format of the UI stuff, which I'm not too worried about. So, basically what I'm going to do is this ID will be a username. And then I have to just make it so it syncs across the network. And yeah, then I really got something going. I got about 2.5 hours, and then I'm going to go watch Mario with my nephew. I'm going to take my nephew to go watch Mario, so let me play some music before I go. Be right back. Actually, I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back. Can obscure the mouse. Yeah, my thing that I'm trying to do, I think my goal is to put like a super like pre-alpha up that can take your login and you can log in and walk around and chat. So like I want to do that like within the week or two. Within the week I want to have if possible, have it up on itch and then have it hosted on AWS and have it basically and have like the server is going to be on AWS and then itch you can have a client. And I want it to be web. And I want it to be where you can log in, create an account, recover your account, you know, all the normal password stuff, and you can come in and chat. I'm not going to try to get any form of combat. And then I'm just going to build off of that, you know? So that's my goal. Just get the core functionality down, and then I'll add like an enemy that spawns every once in a while or something on the server. Right now, if I have to take the server down, I'm not going to have like an automated way to do it. So I'll have to like just go into chat and be like, I'm taking down the server in 20 seconds. Taking down the server in 10 minutes. like manually typed. It's going to be funny. It's going to be awesome. Let me actually try something. If I log in, it should actually change the name of to 1. Let's see. Oh, I can't see the text yet, so it doesn't really matter. So let's see why is it that the bar shows up but the chat doesn't? That's curious. So we have the button and the line edit show up. So what do they have that's different than the rich text label? We're on Z index 11. That's probably it. No, this one's on ZX. This one set as Z is relative. This one is also set as Z is relative. The line edit is on 11. Hope I didn't. I think that was several streams ago. I was running late. It's my job more. But I wasn't late, no. I made it on time. It was close though. You know, you just start doing the Godoting and time just flies, you know? What can one do? What can one truly hope to do? But thank you for that. Thank you for remembering. Where's the anchor? Is the anchor only on this one? Oh, it's on the layout. These two need to be moved. Oh, that's why they're moved, because they're anchored differently. Makes sense now. I have an idea to make a Godot alarm app. Oh, for me? Actually, you know what? Like, I was using my Mac, and there are no like free Mac alarm clocks. When I broke my phone, I was almost late to an airplane, to a flight, because I freaking didn't have an alarm. Well, you could do like the alarm and then for free, and then add like custom alarm sounds if you pay. But that's just for, there are alarms in Windows, but Mac OS didn't have any. At least not good ones that were free. Kind of surprised me. Layout, bottom left. Layout. Bottom left. Layout. Bottom left. Layout. Bottom left. Alarm plus. Look at an alien walking in space, and another alien walking in space. And this one comes, where's the other one? And they can see each other because it's a shared environment and a shared world, see? Hey, Mr. Alien, how's it going? See you later. Hello again. And they have collision. See, they run into each other. If you come at an angle, you can like get stuck. But if you use your controller, it controls both of them. See that? Because it... Capsule collision solves that? It kind of does. I will make a more customized collision, but I don't want to use capsule specifically. But there is a specific type of collision that I think is ideal for me, but not. I don't think I'm gonna do capsule. Capsule still snags a bit from certain angles. I would do more like a semi-octagon. The diagonal like stoppage, I don't really care about that too much. I'm okay with it. But yeah, a capsule just makes it so it like grabs on everything because it's like round, so it's like every angle. Like this is like the game will be analog for the most part, and at this point now, you have to like hit it at a very specific angle. Perfect diagonal, where in analog that'll be incredibly rare to hit it at that angle. And mouse in analog. Eventually you'll have click to move too, so you'll be able to move around by clicking in a certain direction. So very few people will be using arrow keys. That's not going to be the intended way to play. It's going to be gamepad or mouse. Right now I'm just figuring out the multiplayer. The collision is like something that I'll take care of eventually. Oh, whoa, this thing's like way up there. Hey, it works. Okay, so I gotta go find where that is. That's funny that it's like way the hell away. So for player, where is it? Oh, it's like way up here. Okay, so grab chat and move it. Remember that amazing Godot project? Post it in Discord. Don't post it here, I'll forget. But post it in Discord and I'll check it out later. It's still too high. So let me check something. Should be the case where if you log in from here, it actually remembers your name at this point. Something is making it like zoomed in. What is it? I think I have to set up viewports or something. Because the chat is like not in the screen, you know? What is it connecting with? I think maybe this is the... Hold on. Yeah, this is like the center. It's so freaking huge. I don't mean for it to be that huge. I meant for it to be smaller. Why does it increase in size as compared to the other screen. Like, why is this one so much smaller than the player camera? I don't see any like Z like transforms or anything with the scale making it so it would be that different. Inherited from the player that you made it a child of. Yeah, I don't know where it is on the player. Like what? Oh, where's the viewport settings? Right here. Huh. This is it. This is doing it. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm trying to find what in here is making the viewport change. It's got to be either camera 2D or the player itself, right? Camera likely, yeah. I would think it'd be the zoom. Like I could put the zoom back, right, and that would adjust the UI features if I wanted to just get it to do that. Yeah, so this would put it back to the way it is. Do I have the zoom set differently in the control scene? Maybe? This color rect, I actually want it to be in the center. For this one too, for control, I can put it in the center. Is that centered? Can't tell. The minimum size. It's weird because it's at the bottom. Looking for layout. None of these even have layout. spawner. Binding the gamepad triggers to buttons. Are we talking MV or MC or what? Plugins for binding the gamepad. Like, are you wanting to make like a jump action or what? Give me more specifics. Sleepy. Shit. trigger the button to do the same thing as the Q button. Oh. Okay, so you want the trigger button to change frames. I did that. How did I do that? I think I did it with a parallel. I don't think I used a plugin. I think I used like a global parallel. I think that out of the box, Q button does the same as left bumper. So you could pretty easily write a plugin that added the trigger functionality onto it. See if it works with your left bumper first. Because if that's the case, then you can just... Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't really use a plugin for that because it's only like one line of code. Like for me, I have a big plugin that I just put all those little random things in. But it would be just a matter of editing the config file and adding a Q button, adding a bumper to the Q. More to using it for the Q button. Yeah, but you would just have to look what the Q button does in the config file and then just like grab it and alias it and update it. Something like that. How do I change the layout of a node? Left trigger and right trigger. Oh, so that's easy. What plugin was it, if you don't mind me asking? Eli button common events. Oh yeah, I've used that one before. I went with the Yanfly button common events because it just worked better with what I was doing, but Eli's is good too, depending on what you want to do. That's what I'm using for my hookshot. Oh yeah, that sounds cool. I'm excited. Shoot me some videos of the hookshot. I want to see how that looks. It's pretty simple. Doesn't mean it's not cool. And on every map that warps you. Very cool. I think that's super cool. The only plugins I used were move route ones for jumping. Yeah, that makes sense. But do you have an animated like hookshot chain thing? Or what? I'm gonna take a quick break. My brain's kind of breaking right now. I learned too much stuff in a short amount of time. I'll be back in like 20, maybe 10 minutes. Gonna drink some water and take a break, but I'll be back. Away. Okay, I'm back. Just trying to get my brain back. I'm like losing my crap. Oh, I just noticed Azure said a bunch of stuff while I was gone. so the canvas layer is the way to do the UI. And so I have to put that canvas layer loading under the authority of so when I load it, I gotta check for multiplayer authority. And if I don't have it, something like this. Let's try this. Actually, hold on. It might just work since it's on a canvas layer. Oh, it doubled up. I can see it because it got darker. See that? So if you look here, just look at how dark this is here, right? Look at how dark. And when I click join, gets darker. So, well, that's not that big of a deal. I have to erase the previous one. I can just synchronize maybe. Chat. Text. There's nothing really to sync here. So when you load this, can I do just like a make current? Let's try it. I don't think that'll work, but no. It's more like if it doesn't have authority, I want to delete it. So what I'll do is I'll do an else here. And then his name? Ah. I don't even remember what I was doing. Oh, I was trying to get the but I should probably pull this out of there. Canvas in here. Actually, the way I had it was fine. Man, I don't know how to set a global variable. How can I check if this email is declared in control? This all is unnecessary. I don't need any of this. I want the name to go into the chat. So there's a couple. So I want this term email here. This variable, I don't know how to grab this variable and put it here for this one. How to pull, let me look it up. How to pull a variable from another node. using scripting to access a variable from another scope. Global scope? I can create global scopes like I did on level here. On ready var. Maybe just when I declare the email. From control. Unready var. It's not allowed in this level. I could declare it at the top of the email. I don't know how to make it global within a function. Global scope, enumerated, constants. Will it do it if I make it a const? No, I can't make it a const though. Singleton. That's what I'll do, is I'll make a singleton.
Hello and welcome to A Dev Named Josh. I'm a dev named Josh, and in today's video we're going to talk about singletons. We're going to get the game actually functioning like a game. Instead of just having one enemy chase the player around, we're going to have it to where enemies spawn in waves, and the player has to defeat them all to progress to the next wave. It's going to be awesome. But before we get into that, I actually want to address something that was covered in the last video. So in the last video, we had a cyclic reference error. And if we go to the Godot documentation, docs.godotengine.org, here at the bottom of the static typing in GD script portion of the docs, we can find this part which says cases where you can't specify types, okay? And one of the cases is two scripts can't depend on each other in a cyclic fashion. So I was correct in saying that we couldn't have the player have a reference to the projectile and the projectile have a reference to the player. That's why we were getting that error. Now, I don't like that, because obviously I'm not saying, like this part of the documentation is saying, hey, the rifle has to exist for the player to exist, and the player has to exist for the rifle to exist. Obviously, this is a chicken and egg scenario where it's like, okay, but which comes first? This is cyclic. In order for there to be a player, I need a rifle. And in order for there to be a rifle, I need to have a player, and I need to have a rifle, a player, etc. But in our case, we were simply trying to give a type to a variable and determine what type of, let me go to projectile. We were simply trying to give a type to a variable and determine the type of the body coming in here. So we did something very similar to here that we're doing with enemy, right? Where we're saying var enemy, type of enemy, and then we're saying, okay, now convert body, treat body as an enemy, or convert body to enemy. We wanted to do the same thing with player, but we couldn't do it because we're in projectile, and player down here creates an instance of type projectile. So because these two things, quote unquote, rely on one another, we couldn't do it. Now, obviously, they don't actually rely on one another. This does to an extent, but we're not relying on it in the same way. We're getting the packed scene, and then we're just spawning stuff. And the projectile, we're not relying on, or weren't relying on the player, just like we're not relying on like the enemy to exist. We're just asking, hey, if it is one, we'd like to store the body as an enemy. So a little bit of a nuanced thing there in GD script when you get into static typing, but I wanted to point that out. So with all that cleared up and out of the way, let's go ahead and jump in. So we want to create an auto load, and what an auto load or a singleton is, if I come back over to our window, we have everything going on in our game here. And what we want to do is we want to manage all of these different things that are going to occur in the game. Like we want to know, like, hey, what wave count are we on? And if we kill an enemy, we need to know how many enemies are remaining. And there's really not an appropriate place to put that. We could put it in the player, but then we don't know, like, if the player, we won't be able to do anything if the player dies. Like, we need to, like, handle this outside of all of the scenes that we currently have in the game. So we need to create a singleton. A singleton will just kind of sit on top of all the other nodes, and it will kind of listen and watch, and we can send signals to it, we can call methods on it, we can use properties. So that is what we're going to do. So the way we do that is over here in the resource folder, I'm going to right click and I'm going to say new script, and I'm going to type game manager. Okay, and then I'll open it up real quick. Now, unlike, and we can see it extended from node, and it gave us some boilerplate, I'll get rid of that. Unlike all the other scripts, I'm not going to use game manager as a type, okay? I'm not going to say, hey, I have a variable of type game manager. We're not going to do that, which means we don't have to give it a class name like we typically would, which is good because I'll show you something, game manager. So if we did give it a class name, which is unnecessary, and then we turned it into a singleton, and what makes game manager a singleton as opposed to like enemy or player character or projectile is we are going to auto load it. So we can create an auto load by going to project settings, and over here we're going to go to auto load. We'll click, and then here we can give it a path to a script. So I'll click the little folder icon and I will choose game manager. I'll open it, and then we can see here that we get to name the node. So the auto load is going to take this script, okay, the game manager script. And you can do this with scenes as well. So
Oh. So now I can remove this code here in level. Let me just see. Function ready, pass. Okay. Let me see if this works now. email not declared in current scope. Let me fix that real quick. Just change it to ID. ID equals name. Something like that. So I could set it so this control was in every scene. But if I do that, I don't really want that though. I don't want it to auto load in every scene. I just want to hold on to this information right here and use it in other stuff. I don't really know how to do that. And I really just want to use it here for now. Like I want this email here. To go here. And I don't know how to do it. Outside of creating a JSON, which I don't want to do yet. I don't want to create a database. I just want to collect information. I don't know the solution. What is this? It's all one condition. I'll put that together. So now if I load from the control, right, and I just log in. Yeah, the old stuff disappears because it's no longer auto-loaded on all scenes. I just want to create a situation where this this email here gets passed to the chat. I could put this chat scene into here. Then I'd have to like delete it. That sounds messy. I just want to put the email address in here. solution. I could grab it from the scene tree, right?
Very helpful if you have like global UI.
Hey CBT Fubarma, maybe you can help me. I'll show you what I'm trying to do. So in the chat here, I want to use, basically this is what happens when you click the button in the login screen, right? When you click login, you enter your email. And I want to use the email in this chat. And I think, so there's two ways I can do it basically. I can pull it from the API off the server, which is a little bit more safe, or I could just create a variable within my game. I'm thinking I just want to use a variable within the game, and I would like to just, see, I enter it here. So I create it here, and I would like to also use this variable that I create in this node. And I'm trying to think of the best way to do that, because I want to use the chat initially, at least. Not eventually, I'll make usernames when I add saves and stuff, but I want to make the chat show your email, just so you can show who's talking. Yeah, well, you don't really have to encrypt it because you're going to display it publicly anyway. Like, I can encrypt it later. But yeah, if there is something that includes the encryption, if you have a tutorial that does something like that, let me know. It's really, I mean, the easiest thing I could do is I could just add chat to this node. But the thing is they show at different times, and I don't want to have to like remove certain parts of it, of the scene. Godot stream overlays. Save user to JSON. So is this wanting me to create a JSON file? Because if we're doing that, I'd rather not. I'd rather just go nothing to do with JSON. I actually probably am going to use JSON for my game saves eventually. That's probably the route I'm going to go. I'm not sure yet, but so like first I'm going to use Firebase for the login credentials authentication. Then I'm going to do AWS for the actual active game server, and then I'll probably make another Node.js or something on AWS. I don't know, I'll figure it out later, where I can actually save player info, you know. And at that point, I'll be able to add like characters and stuff. So what is it in here? Where do I go? Extends resource class name oh, he creates a credential manager. Oh, okay. I don't understand what export var does. I gotta look that. Can I just use an onReady? User last session. Load key. This is encrypted. I don't really care about that. This was customized for a Twitch add-on gift. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this. Yeah, Firebase. So here's the login screen for Firebase. It's not secure at all. I'm just trying to get it to work, and then I'll add like tokens and stuff. But really the core functionality, I want to get up and put it up and start testing it live to see what it's like with just a chat, and you can log in and save your credentials and create an account and log back out. Once I get to that point, then I'll feel secure about moving ahead with adding features. Yeah. I'll probably change it too. Like I'll use a function to make the... No, I don't really want to do that. I just... Like whatever they're going to have to do, they're going to have to log in to get into the game. So I just want to make it so that when they log in and enter the email, it saves the email. And I don't even... And then I'm probably going to make it so the email, it only shows like the first 6 characters with like an ellipsis or something, you know? Or maybe just like the first half of the email, because I don't want to show their whole email in chat, but I want it to be where they can like see that they're different people, you know? And then later when I create like a database, I can make it so they can have an actual name. But right now I just want to feed this email that's in the login sign up over to the chat. You can save it at least locally. Would I just do like an onReady at the top? Save it in a session file and use it in the game when in the next session. Yeah, I don't know why I would want to do that. I think I understand what you're saying, but that doesn't sound like what I'm trying to do. I don't care about if it auto-fills the email, if that's what you're saying. It might be that I don't understand, but it sounds to me like you're saying I can have it auto-fill the email so I don't have to fill out the box next time. I don't care if it holds it for multiple sessions. I more want something where I can make it re-enter the email every session, and then it just holds it after I log in. See, the issue again, and I'm not sure, forgive me if I'm misunderstanding you because you're making me feel confused, but I want to use this variable here. I want to use this variable, take this, and show it here. I want to make this ID this variable. So you're saying I can take the var email and save it in a local session file. And the thing that you're saying that confuses me is this next session stuff. Well, that's okay if it stays in the next session. It's not necessary in any way, shape, or form. I don't care about it. But will it? I think you're saying that it will also stay in the current session. And if that's the case, yes, that's good. But I really have no concern over whether it'll stay into the next session. That's totally irrelevant. If it works in the current session and the next session, I don't mind it being in the next session, but I don't care at all. Okay, so you're saying it'll work in the current session. Okay, well that's relevant to me. You saying that it would be in the next session made me like, I don't understand why I would even want that. That's not what I want. And it just distracted me. So I want it, so it will work in the current session. So we don't need to even say the term next session because that's not at all at the goal. It's a peripheral thing that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm trying to do. I don't know how to do that. Is that in that tutorial? It shows you how to save it locally. Do you create like a new script or? Persistent class, autoloaded singleton. I mean, I don't want this node to be autoloaded. I think when you say persistent class, you mean like autoload here, right? This is what I'm assuming what you're saying. Again, I don't care if it's persistent, and I don't want to have to save the entire. I don't want to have to make the whole control autoloaded. I mean, I know I could do that. I could make it so that this whole thing was auto-loaded, and then I could just put the chat into the control. That's just, it seems like it's kind of messy. You're saying I should maybe make a game manager? But then even still, if I make a game manager, I still have to pull this information into the game manager. How do I do that? Like, that, it doesn't solve the issue at all. Like I can make a game manager and then make it auto load with all of the information, but I still don't know how to pull this info into the game manager. And if I can pull it into the game manager, why wouldn't I just pull it into the chat like I initially wanted to? If I can do that with that, why wouldn't I just instead pull the property directly into the chat like I want to? Wouldn't that, at least for now? No, I don't want data. I don't want it access for other purposes. I just want it here, and that's it, and that's all. And I just want it now. I don't care about the next session. I mean, that's fine if you can show me something that'll show me how to do it in the game manager. I mean, that's fine. I'll just look at that and learn how to do it into the chat. How do you do a signal? Is that what the terminology is called in the Godot? Signal is a built-in variant type that represents Signal is a variant type that represents a signal of an object instance like on all variant types. It can be stored in a variable and passed to functions. Signals allow all connected callables, and by extension their respective objects, to listen and react to events without directly referencing one another. This keeps the code flexible and easier to manage. In GDScript, signals can be declared with a signal keyword. In C# you may use signal attribute to delegate. Okay. What would be the equivalent to this in JavaScript? Create a signal, call it signal user authenticated, for example. So something like this. Declared at the top. Sorry, the thing is a little bit behind. I'm trying to read the documentation too as well. So I can say signal user email. Want to use a verb in past tense, it reflects. You want to use a verb. User authenticated. Sure, whatever. How about email authenticated, so I can remember? Now, when you successfully authenticate, you can emit the signal. You do that in the class. I mean the method. Okay. Bro, you confused me again there for a second. Okay, so I'm like, the class? So now when you successfully you can emit a signal. And to emit a signal, what is the syntax for that? I'm looking at it and I don't understand. Use the method emit. Item dropped. Emit. Signal name emit. Use the method emit. Signal name emit. Is that right? And pass the email variable as a parameter. Just like that? That seems too easy. Okay, let me see if this works. You need to connect to this signal. Do I do that in this window or in my window where I create the... You do it in the chat class. Okay, so do I do like signal? In the ready method? Okay. What is it? Func ready. I think that's right. Path to the login class. Underscore ready. My bad. And that chat scene loaded when the login class. Is this the chat scene loaded when the login class in the scene tree? Is the chat scene loaded when the login class in the scene tree? I don't totally have a super good understanding of scene trees yet, but this is loaded. This happens, this pops up as a child node of the player scene, which loads after you do the initial login scene. Click remote in the top left. Remote. I'll have to play it, yeah. So here's the room. Open up the sub nodes. Can you show me where the UI scenes are? This is like the level here. I don't see the control. The control is here. I don't know totally how this works, but I don't see it in here. This is just the level. This is this stuff. So this stuff is seen in the remote. Is it just because I don't have the remote open right now? Is that the issue? Because I can do that. If I do control, open this specific scene. There we go. Okay, so the email is passed here. Yeah, I load the login and then the game screen, and then the game screen is where you load the chat scene. No signal won't work? Okay. You need a persistent class in my case. Okay, I gotta learn how to do persistent classes. I'm gonna go ahead and delete the stuff we just did because I don't want to be like, why was that in there? Very protective of my code. And I'm very forgetful and I won't remember, so let me get rid of this signal stuff. I'll learn how to use signals later, but I don't want it in the code if I'm not going to use it. You can only signal between nodes that are on the same scene tree. Yeah. Which is probably why having a config manager is good. I probably will have one eventually. I'm just trying to learn, you know, that's like my main goal. Create a new script and call it gamedata.gt, extend it from node. From which node? Which node should I put it on? The chat node? Add it to your auto-loaded singleton. Oh, okay. So I have to add the singleton back. Add it to your auto-loaded singleton. Okay, so we're going to create a new script. And the script's just not going to be attached to anything? Is that what you're saying? Okay. This is the first time I've made a script. Game data. Thank you for helping me. Okay. So basically I just have to auto-load this. So just to get a little bit ahead of myself so I understand what's going on, I'm going to go into project settings and auto-load this script. Right? Oh, it doesn't work like that. Okay, so that's done. Click add. Click add. Oh, am I already ahead of you? Delete all but extend. Okay. When you said add, you were talking about the, I'm probably delayed, but you were talking about the auto-loaded scripts. Okay. Var email string. Okay, so I think I see where we're going here. Now go to the login screen. Pass the email to game data email equals email. I can just put that in these. No. Game data not declared. Oh, I have to declare it. But yeah, I can do it like this. So I come up here and say, how did you name the singleton? Var email string. Open the project settings. It has a capital G. Let me change it to capital case. Sorry, I didn't. Now I know that that's relevant. I'll watch for that. Control. Okay, so now it works. And then can I just change this now? To gamedata.email? Is that all I have to do? That seems too easy. So I could actually technically get rid of a lot of this. Like, I don't need this now. I don't need all this. And I could just do game data email here. Let's try it. Control. Oh, I have to go into remote. It's not ready yet. You recognize the game data as outside of the scene tree. Okay, let me just see that this doesn't work. And then... Oh no, it works. It works. Now I just got to do something. Click the remote. Okay, so now game data is always accessible. Okay. So the game data is ultimately equivalent to what you would consider game config, right? Like, that's the same basic premise. What would be some of the differences if you don't mind explaining? And you've already helped me so much. Game config is even more persistent. You can save it to file locally. Oh, well, I don't really ever want to do that. This is going to be an online game, so... I mean, I guess I'm going to... Ultimately, everything will be pushed to... I don't know, probably like a node database or something. And you're going to have to log in every time. I'm not adding an option to save login credentials or anything yet, so... But this works. I think maybe I'll change it so that the game data email, is there a method that you can think of that just like will remove the @ sign? I guess I could use like a loop. I just don't know how to do loops in GDScript. I gotta learn. That seems like a pretty simple function once you know what it is. Because I just don't want to have people's full emails, right? Because that's like, but I think a lot of people, at least in the super early alpha, they won't mind having like the first half of their email. Tons of methods to manipulate. Okay. Yeah, there's tons of crap. Thank you. You can search and replace. Truncate. Is truncate a word that you use? Ideally, I would like a method where once the @ symbol is used, it doesn't read anything after that. Might just use the truncate and take off like take the first 7 figures or something. Split. Pack string split. You give it a symbol and it returns an array with 2 values. And then you take the first element of the array. String delimiter bool allows you to empty true. Puts the string using a delimiter and returns the array of substrings. Okay, so I would make the delimiter the @ sign. This one, the delimiter, they use the comma. Right? Oh no. My name at domain.com. Let's try it. So here we'll do some string @ symbol. Var screen name equals game data email.rsplit at one. It would be 0, right? Yeah. 0. Then you go screen name 0. Yeah, now I'm not giving up people's emails. Right? Wait, don't join from that one. Go join from the login. Okay. Oh, cool. Works perfectly. And then I'll log in with my other one. Maui Game Studio. Gmail.com. Oh, I just realized there's an issue. The chat is not... It doesn't even... Oh, whoa. What the frick? Doesn't even work. Is the chat a rich text labeled? Yes, it is a rich text. Here, I'll show you how I set it up. That's funny. I didn't realize it doesn't even work all this time. Oh, I'm overconfident. So the chat is just a line edit. You can see what it looks like here. You can kind of get a better idea when I click that, but it's just a line edit here, a button, and then a rich text label. And the script is relatively simple, as you saw. This should be synced through the players which is it's loaded through the player camera. Just call add text. Yeah, I do add, this is the add text here, and it has, you know, the screen name and then the message. Do I have to sync the add text and the rich text label? Is that what you mean? So when I use the multiplayer synchronizer, I have to add a property to chat. Add text, is that in here? No. Do I have to add a synchronizer to the chat one? Like here? I thought that this would help that. I think that is needed. Wait, so you said just do add text, but I already have add text here. Man, I thought it worked. So disappointing. I'm learning all the little syntaxes for the loops and the arrays and stuff. Originally like a JavaScript guy, so a lot of this stuff, even though it's like super intuitive, it's like confusing for me. Because it's like too simple. A lot of it. It's like, what? You can just do that? I find myself saying that a lot with Godot. You can just do it like that? That's so easy. But it's hard to get to the point where I can say that because it's so weird being so used to like. Of course, you have to implement the networking part. I actually thought the chat worked, but I guess it doesn't. I didn't realize it doesn't. I'm not. There's a. I mean, you would know whether or not this is true, but there's a slight possibility I broke it with some of the stuff I just changed. I don't think so, though. I think. I think it probably just never worked. Yeah, I want both chat windows to work at the same time. I gotta go in like 20 minutes, by the way. But if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. I might pop this project into GitHub later too, so I can easily show people what I'm doing. I don't see any method being called. Well, if you look, the movement is synced, right, with the host and then the join. Like there's two, see this character and this one, wait, and this one here. So I mean, this works. Now I just want to get the chat working. And then I'm probably going to start uploading it already and try to get it so people can log in and play and just like talk to each other. Yeah, the chat needs to sync. So do I use the multiplayer synchronizer? Now here's an ideal case to use the signal. Oh, for the chat? the control. Pass the signal to the multiplayer sync. Need a signal from the multiplayer sync where you receive the chat data. Huh. I know you've already helped me a ton, but feel free to give me more specific instructions. I'm gonna go use the bathroom and drink some water. I'm gonna be right back. Oh, I don't have much time. In fact, I'm gonna go. I gotta go pick up my nephew. Let's go ahead and raid somebody. Fubar, do you have me on Discord? I want to message you if I have questions. I probably will be able to figure out how to sync the chat. I was just started working on the chat today, so it's okay that I'm not done. Learning about the game manager was huge. Like, that's going to be super helpful. But really, the next thing I have to do is the next thing I have to do is just figure that out, and then I just have to set up the server build, which is relatively easy. I just like pull parts out of the main build. Back. Hey, are you? I gotta go. I'll go hawk zombie. Is there anybody doing Godot? Let's see. Coding with strangers. Kokuro. Yeah, if you're on my Discord, if I could message you once in a while, I'd really appreciate. Do you have a recommendation for Godot streamer? Why is this guy? He's playing Warcraft 2. Why does it say Godot? Jitspo? I think I follow that person. Yeah, I do. He's doing Godot? This is a Godot guy?
I feel like he just needs to dig into some of those things a little.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll read him. Cool. Thanks everybody for coming. I might stream some more tonight later after I get back from the movie with my nephew. That'll be in like 5 hours or 4 hours or something. Have a look at Fists of the Forgotten. What is that? What is Fists of the Forgotten? Jispo rated me before? Oh, cool.
All right. What am I doing? I need to.
I'm gonna
get
tell
this
him
call
that.
back.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Kook is a side project.
What is Q up?